On May 16, 2025, Rock Farm in Makeni, Lusaka came alive with energy, purpose, and promise. A new season wasn't just growing in the soil, it was growing in the minds of Zambia's farmers. This was the ETG Agri-Input Zambia Field Day, a hands-on learning experience bringing together hundreds of farmers, agricultural experts under one mission: to transform knowledge into harvest.
Gradient of the field. That is the number one principle.
Yes.
The amount of sunlight received to me is secondary, in the sense that if you plant in line with the slope, then you lose your field. Because all the topsoil will be washed away. So number one is you consider for planting the gradient of the field, the slope. You plant against it to slow down the water. That is number one. Then sunlight. In the morning, the plants that are on the eastern edge definitely will receive more than the plants that are on the other side. But in the afternoon, it will change.
The right seed is where every good harvest begins. ETG introduced farmers to high-yielding, climate-smart seed varieties developed for Zambia's soil and weather. Farmers got hands-on advice on how to select and plant seed for maximum productivity.
So, if we use the same 59, if we use 15 centimeters, it means apa munda malines tayabweza kupa fupi. Then kuchoka pali plant na pali plant, basically we can use it from 20 to about 30 centimeters. So now, if we want to achieve, let's say 50,000 plants per hectare, we want to achieve 50,000, that's the optimal population for this, for best results. 50,000 plants per hectare. Let's say we use 75 centimeters. Tikawuzinga 75 centimeters apa, izatupasa samalines yangati, only 100 hectares. Baseline, 133, good. 133 lines. Now, we want to achieve 50,000 plants per hectare.
ETG showed farmers how to estimate their yields using simple tools and techniques.
Because yafunika space. Why is yafunika nkala too close? Because yazambo chita compete for nutrients, water, space, sunlight, and also when mwana shakira that sometimes to make my weeds that yalina good canopy cover, they will suffocate my weeds with pressure chepa. Yes, you are saying?
So you can use 25 centimeters.
25 centimeters maivera. So using 25 centimeters, muri 100 meters yet pasama how many plants?
400.
400 plants in muri 9 months. So now, if we multiply 133 by 400,
These are 53,000.
53,000. 138 plants per hectare.
ETG's fertilizers and chemical teams trained farmers on crop nutrition, what to feed the soil, when and how much. They also discussed how to protect crops with the right chemicals applied safely and effectively to reduce loss and boost yields.
You have about 5 days, 4-5 days. We advise farmers to apply or to plant with what? Fertilizer. Mukafaka fertilizer hapa leo. Izaononge. Kifua changu tupali betani. Palibe manzi, palibe munyondo. Osaka na maziwa na papa. Fertilizer kulibe munyondo, it won't do anything. Siza sevenza. So padaleza pamenye mwakanga, make sure ni posta banji, nana. Crop seeding number 1, but also the size of your grain. They will be kind of malnourished. Because of the feeding. So what we are saying is urea is required at that particular time. From 6 up to 70 days of the crop germination. Extra na hivi mkata spray. It's almost instant. So the good part of kungala na chemicals yosiana static mungazisia ni sako. When you spray this one, the next spray must spray yako different type, eh? To break the resistance yama pest tukajairira mungwala umozi tule kakufa nangu spray bwanji mteze kalimbo cha. So at least masira ni sako this time must spray yako hii, next spray must ni sako mungwala winangu, just like that. Zapteze kati na population yenda ichepa yavi mahami.
IN it's nitrogen. Inayonse ma nutrients, but nitrogen is high. So if you have nitrogen, like in food, like this time phosphorus, purple leaves, this one will help also. This one will help you a lot to supplement the phosphorus I using of my plants. Yeah. Then kuna K flowering also, it's good also. Also potassium, mkaona most macolias, makeo machani aja mankarati ina potassium. Potassium as a fertilizer on itself imakitandiza ku fight my diseases, right? So program it's important to add this.
Agriculture is changing and ETG is changing with it. From walking tractors and petrol water pumps to mechanized sprayers and irrigation kits, the future is here.
So iya blue isebenzesa light na solar. Mukwanisa kuchaja ku light ngati light mulipe muisi yachepa zuwa monga apa solar ezambo chaja bad. Aya ma sprayer muntu akangena mumunda kulipe kupompa. Ukishacha beda iruti mankwala kuika umu kwenda munda mwaliza no ika pressure ya mene mufu. Abati mulipe manzi ulira mtengo kambire kufika lipe. Isebenzesa petrol yetu. Petrol na kusiro. So oro muna ngombe mulipe deep. Munga isebenzesa ze spray sinda ina pressure maningi.
Each implement was not just displayed. It was demonstrated, explained, and tested in the hands of those who need it most.
And then in your charger chape kumalai kweka chape. In kuchaja chape kumalai. Mweti ikira phone so chape kuti battery ya sira na even kuchaja. Mukachaja ya zula. Munga isebenzese between 4 to 8 hours depending na mwe muchita spray na frequency muchita post. So battery kazura isebenza for 4 hours. Mu spray ya chape 4 hours. And then inyamanyo chape yeve niyo chita chani gojo mola. So chamene tifuna kutinga timukwanisa kugula yali oku family yense parevo yake timuchita chani
The field day wasn't just a training, it was a celebration of partnership, of learning, and of the shared belief that with the right support, Zambian farmers can feed the nation.
Seed is very good. Yankanishanga is good even kuba bamiri bagura milisi fresh. Bakamba kuti si popoka ukufya bulu. And then pamwamba oro ya yuma siyo seguka nyo varika. Elo futi tudoyo sinkala kuna tudoyo. And futi ngati mvula ni ngono the same last year is resistant to mvula. or mvula ni ngono but still heavy, it falls through. So tayari ngeramani ETG kutukunza nipundisa. Iwa nyumbele as ETG. Especially by this time bambiri baiza tuba many ozogwera kuti kula kuja fresh. I happened kuti nabaungana bazimai then bayibonesa ine video and I took it to headquarters kutakwana. Banaiwona is result at the government super caution that without their supporting ETG is the best seed to plant in foot in a scale. And foot kupya bunyo kuliwocha.
Zinanga ndine Ronald Shabuba. Kuno farm kwama munaita maindo ine ndine farmer. So siku ya lero nakunzirako kwa machinery, importance ya machinery na futi mwameti ngaisebenzere. So taona munga wa ETG batikunzisa kuti machinery vonse vichita bwanji vipezeka ngati ulibe ndrama kuli tung'ono pamene munga isi mafamers tingakwanisa kuchita manage, more especially munga kali bana ka planta ko chita chani uniko pushing achabe sikafuna diesel kafuna chemani power yako. So machinery taona itandizira then tapunza yako na masprayer ama solar then masprayer a petrol or muntu alema batuza kuti tichoke mu vija vogaya ungoenda ugaya. So batuza kuti manje kuli sprayer kuti utinika chabe wayasha usprayer chabe kulibe na panicking ya kuchita bwanji leme. Then kuli na sprayer ina ngwatuza kuti even ku ngombe ngati tibe ma deep tank we can use it ku sprayer ku ngombe ititandizira yonse. So pa machinery bakamba kuti bapezeka na machinery onse ametifuna abo sauka abo lemera bonse bapezeka navo. So ise tentione ba ETG bapezeka na vintu vonse vametifunikira kuti ise tikale navo. Tisayope mafamazi, ETG is a way to go. Please tenti baese ba ETG bana ma genuine vintu plus ba ETG mitengo yao ili reasonable. Pa machine ndiye vamena punzako monga in a small scale farmer.
I'm Patrick Kasongo, an agronomist with ETG Inputs based in Lusaka. Today we are the field day with our farmers in the south of Kenya, where we have good attendance and very interactive session of farmers. So we had to exchange knowledge with farmers on various aspects pertaining to agriculture. We started with the first harvesting of maize, and then we had several other topics. But then, as you know, the crop in the field at the moment is dry, that is maize, so farmers are preparing for harvesting. So we had a session where we are teaching each other on how farmers can determine the yields they should be expecting from their fields. We had a very good session on that one, in that most farmers unfortunately seem not to be aware of how they can do yield determination in the fields. And our farmers enjoyed the knowledge we shared with them on how they can do their yield determination. So we'll still be having more field days. I would invite farmers to attend the field days that we'll be having later on the remaining course of the next 3 months, where we'll be sharing knowledge of this yield determination and also post-harvest management. We also had a session on fertilizer management for various crops, where farmers were taught and also learned from them how to manage the crops. Our farmers appreciated the knowledge that was impacted on them and how fertilizer management impacts on their expected yields, and also how to use various fertilizers. You know, ETG stocks a wide range of fertilizers that are specific, crop specific for various crops, not just the ordinary D and the urea, but we also exchange knowledge on the crop specific fertilizers and also the foliar fertilizers. We also had an opportunity to interact with our farmers on the various implements that ETG has to offer, from the land crop equipment, the irrigation equipment, drip lines, sprayers, and various other tools that farmers need to make their agriculture experience a success. We also had another session where we were talking about chemicals, how farmers should use chemicals. You know, these are substances that are very toxic, so we had to teach them on safety and also how to know which chemicals to use for what problem you're encountering in your fields. and also areas where they can also access these chemicals and other inputs that ETG offers. ETG has got a one-stop shop where farmers can go in and get, starting from the seeds, the machinery, the fertilizers, the chemicals, the
ETG Agri Inputs Zambia, empowering farmers, transforming fields, and growing together.